field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go now. They're going to need some therapy after this.
This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 18 on that one, and the Cardinals have a first down. Well, that's a familiar connection right there. Christian Kirk was in the same class as Kyler Murray at Texas A&M. They played together as freshmen before Murray. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney. Coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Let's go. 60 outlaw. Here we go. Double time. You got 3 down.
Murray with a 3rd and long. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So well done there, and these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do, and now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
The lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
6-man. Check curls.
Wilson now to throw on third down. And that will be incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds back near their own 20. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
25 yards that time. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over to the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Throwing again, Murray. He's got his man, it's Butler. 30 yards there, and of course the first down as well.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Tackle made by Ziggy Ansah. Throwing on 3rd and long. Murray. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
That's what you call a rookie mistake. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Mike 43. Mike 43. Hey. 25.
Here's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't
they? When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Byron Murphy, the rookie from Washington. And he may run a track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Come on, set. Go to base. Bang out. I got it.
This is Miller, complete. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And the kick by Gonzalez, he is good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Check.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
You might be getting tired of seeing me.
Here's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Terrell Suggs, one of the best in the business at finding the QB, gets home there.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
Now, a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Ziggy Ansah able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Dancing to his pad. He's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Around the NFL, 2nd quarter in Chicago. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
1:55 left to go in the first half of play. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Throwing is Wilson. And he locates Luke Wilson. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing again here, Wilson. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Metcalf once again the target, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. The Seahawks on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Penny will try to punch it in, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. The extra point up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Here's Murray. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
All right, T, let's check. All right, T, let's go. Come on. You got tight. You got tight right there.
That would covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Murray to air it out again. Murray fighting, lost the football, and the Seahawks have recovered.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Mike's 43. Mike's 43. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. 43 is the Mike. 43 is the Mike.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the line.
Oh, now Murray has it stripped. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Throwing again on second down. Murray, he's going to loft one deep, and this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Go! 50.
To throw is Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. The tight end, Luke Wilson, was the target. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him to find him. Find him.
It's going to be a loss, man. 43 is the Mike. Mike's 43. Mike's 43. In the face. 43 is the Mike. 43 is the Mike. Hey, watch the slant.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Byron Murphy, the rookie from Washington. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of two. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
Now Johnson, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Even after the penalty, still a full 7 yards to go on third down.
Kill, kill, kill. Watch twist. Watch twist.
Throwing is Murray on third down. And he finds his man. That's Butler. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Safety's creeping. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Murray now on first down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing now is Murray. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Michael Kendricks able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Here's Murray. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
43. Exit, exit.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Luke Wilson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Let's go, fellas.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Under pressure, and down he goes. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Coming to you, coming to you. Check three, check three, check three. Switch. Alert. Neutral, focus. 25 to Mike. We got 25.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. This complete to Lockett. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Hey, 0.
Now Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.